Cherie Hanson here, back from Europe. What an adventure. It was not a holiday in the traditional sense. It was more of a quest. I set out to go to 8 cities in 3 countries with 1 backpack. And it changed so much of the way I feel about the world or what I believe the world to be. First of all, the isolation of COVID and the fear of other people, disease, death, all this stuff going on, political upheaval, climate upheaval, begins to make us hard-boiled, is the way I put it. It's like your eggs cooking in hot water, and you just get really, really hard-boiled. But for me to go out into the world changed that. It changed it. The people that I met on buses, waiting in airports, on trains, walking along the city streets, were absolutely beautiful, kind, friendly, helpful, compassionate. And I think it's really important to have those travel experiences. I'm going to tell you what the oracle that showed up in a restaurant when I arrived in Dublin. He owned a Nepalese restaurant, and he's from Nepal. He came to stand at my table, and he spoke very little English. It worked, but it was difficult to understand. He stood at the end of my table and said, "People need to travel." He said, "When you are at home, you have people around you who have small minds, small minds, small minds. And what happens is you end up having a small mind then. And the bigger part of yourself, the creative, the expansive, the extravagant part of yourself." Now, he didn't use those specific words, but he was talking about that. It seems to be wrong. It seems to be too much. It seems to be too optimistic. So he says, you go and you travel. And when you travel, you meet people with big minds. They have big minds. And that is where you meet your people. And it was phenomenal. I was so tired from the trip over. I was very hungry. I was inevitably lost when I was walking around. And here is this 38-year-old man running a restaurant, and it's a competitive, difficult business. And he's talking as if he's channeling some wisdom of the world. So that was how my trip started. And it was the theme. It was the theme of the trip. Who did I meet? I met people who had been in many countries, who traveled a lot, who were very interested in life, who were very interested in creativity, who were not offended intimidated or frightened or defensive when they met other people that were different than they were. They enjoyed it. They were like, people who are gourmets and they want to go to the banquet and they want to just taste everything. They're not going, oh, I never eat that. So I continued to meet people that had lived in many countries, that had traveled almost obsessively, who had so much to teach me. And when I came home, the thing that I realized was that this is a brand new chapter in my life. This is the time when the focus, the theme song, can you hear the theme song playing back there? The theme song is learn from others. Everybody has something to teach me. Everybody. And in the past, because I was so defensive, and a certain amount of protection was necessary during COVID, and was necessary when I couldn't get out and walk because my hip was failed. But this is a new time for me. And this time is about curiosity, open-heartedness, being excited about the difficulties I'm facing when I rise to challenges. This is a twist in the mind, isn't it? This is hard for me. This is difficult for me. I don't find this easy. Isn't it fun? And how is it helping me to meet these frustrations and understand that it's just like when I used to take dance and my dance teacher would come along and just press my legs out further when I was doing a split. Come on, you can get it further. And it allows more range in our thinking, more range in our choices, more range in our possibilities. And so, as I return home, everything's the same, but nothing at all is the same. So I wanted to share that with you today. I'm going to be having Wednesday night, 6:30 to 8, grounding practices so that people can go deeply into their bodies, deeply into the present, to prepare them to be able to grow as rapidly as we're being asked to grow in these days. I want to also thank the new clients that are coming in my coaching business. It is such a thrill for me to be able to help people with the, collections, the hoarding of information I've gotten about the brain and trauma and family systems, and it's quite lovely to be able to be useful in that way to others. Contact me if you want a channeled psychic reading, and if you want to draw up a life plan with me, we can do that, and it works. It's easy to do, and it's a great thing to do to step into this new energy. I also want to thank each and every one of you that has subscribed to my YouTube channel, and for all of the kind comments I get. It's fantastic. If you haven't subscribed, I would ask you to subscribe. There's more coming. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. But I do know this is an entirely different trilogy I'm stepping into from the past in my life. Thank you. I appreciate you.